So in this video, I'm gonna talk about 5 great neighborhoods here in Bellingham. There's no particular order on which one is the best. These are just 5 neighborhoods that I really love and that a lot of people really love here in Bellingham. And if you're watching this video, stay tuned into this channel because later on, I'm bringing you in-depth videos of a lot of neighborhoods where I'm gonna be walking through the neighborhoods, showing you homes, showing you what actually you can do, what kind of restaurants, amenities, and all that fun stuff. Now for our first neighborhood, we're gonna talk about the Barkley neighborhood. And this is where I spent most of my childhood. We moved here to Bellingham when I was about 7 years old, but didn't move into Barkley until I was about 10. So from 5th grade all the way through high school, this is where I spent most of my time. Now there is so many amenities in Barkley, which I love because it reminds me kind of neighborhoods in Seattle that you can do everything. Now, obviously it's gonna be a lot smaller and we're not gonna have as big things to do, but we have the Regal IMAX cinema, which is maybe 10, 12 years old. So it's beautiful in there if you wanna go watch movies. Obviously being in Washington 4 or 5 months out of the year, movies are great. There's a brand new park that just got built there. In that area, you have Scotty Brown's, which is a lot of people's favorites. It's like a really cool social house, clubby, really swanky restaurant, great drinks, good food. So you're gonna have Scotty Brown's there. You're gonna also have like little microbreweries like Overflow Taps. You're gonna have Bob's Burger and Brew and some Thai places. You're gonna have jalapenos, which is kind of the Mexican staple here. And jalapenos is pretty good. So you're gonna have a lot of things to do. And of course, you're gonna have the anchor store of Hagen's. Hagen's has been around in Bellingham forever. So if you wanna get your groceries, they have great produce, fresh, organic. They have everything you need, and it's a pretty large grocery store that's right here in Barkley. Now, they also have kind of like a business center of things where you're gonna find People's Bank, Chase Bank. You're gonna find some dentists in here, some small medical offices in the Barkley neighborhood as well. So you're gonna have kind of best of both worlds. Whatever you're trying to do in Barkley, you can do it. For housing, the average house here in Barkley is gonna be about $615,000. The houses here can go up over $1 million, especially if you're on Chandler. So Barkley sits on a hill. On the top of Barkley is Chandler, where you're gonna have beautiful views of the bay. You're gonna be able to see all of Bellingham and downtown Bellingham. Now there is a lot of walking that you can do. Like I mentioned, it does sit on a hill. Most of Barkley sits on a hill. A lot of people love walking. There's interurban trails that will walk and go in between all these neighborhoods, which is great. Walk your dog, go with the kids on a walk, bike ride. There's gonna be a lot of kid and family friendly things to do in this neighborhood. And it's close to pretty much everything else in Bellingham, just like everything else is, because Bellingham isn't that big and it takes you 20 minutes from one side to get to the other side. Now, neighborhood number 2 is gonna be your Silver Beach neighborhood. So this neighborhood does butt up almost to Barkley neighborhood, but next to the Alabama neighborhood. And Silver Beach is a smaller area, but it sits pretty much north of Lake Whatcom, and you will find some houses that will be right on the lake. The biggest amenity that Silver Beach has is the lake. It's right there. You walk out your front yard and you hit the lake. You can walk to the public area very, very easily, where there's a nice public beach area. You can play volleyball on the beach courts. You can go play tennis, play basketball. And of course they have a dock out there that you can swim, and you do have a boat launch. So whether you live on the lake or if you're just wanting to use your own boat and go out for the day, you will have that, which is truly amazing. Not too far from the lake is Whatcom Falls Park, which again, a lot of walking. Probably some of the best trails in the city is Whatcom Falls. Now there's also Whatcom Falls Park, where there is a really high, it's pretty risky, but it's a fun area in the summer where a lot of people like to go and jump off the falls into the water. There's just a great scenery around that area. And once again, those trails do go and mix in with a lot other trails that you can actually walk from Whatcom Falls Park all the way into Barkley and down into Hagen. So the biggest difference between Silver Beach and Barkley is gonna be the home prices and obviously the lake. With the lake being right there and having homes right there on the lake, your average home price there is gonna be about $995,000, which is just shy of $1 million, so a pretty big jump. Now, some of these houses can vary. You're gonna have maybe some older 1950s home with a lot of character. A lot of them you'll see on Silver Beach will be a little bit more updated inside and out, but you'll also find a few other modern homes that have been built, or maybe some houses have been torn down and built up. So you will find a little bit of a variance on different type of homes, but the average home price there is going to cost you a lot more, about $995,000. Now let's shoot over to the most northern part of Bellingham, and that is the Cordata neighborhood. And once again, one of my favorites because this is where we bought our first house. And the Cordata neighborhood, it was known to be where a lot of the retirees with the older generation really lived in. A lot of retirement homes, a lot of doctors, dentists. So there's a lot of amenities really to tie in to mostly the older generation. Maybe 10 years ago, a lot of new construction started to happen. So if you go down Cordata, it used to be a 2-lane and now it's only 1 lane. So it's very bike friendly. So they turned one of those lanes into a bike lane. And at the very end of Cordata, they started building a lot of new construction homes. And that is where we bought. It was a lot of new construction homes where you can find some craftsmen, some kind of bungalow type of homes, which are really, really cool. And now they're building more modern contemporary homes, more zero lot lines. For those of you that don't know, here in Washington State, they're townhomes. Each wall is connected by the other one. A lot of new construction, and you're starting to find a lot more younger people there. It really doesn't matter, but you're gonna find a lot more millennials and Gen Zs there. And what they have brought here in the last couple of years is the Cordata Park. The Cordata Park is brand new and it is amazing. If you have kids like myself, I have a 2-year-old, they have a great park. Not only that, great swing sets, they have a parkour area, they have a pump track, which is really cool, where a lot of people come with their bikes, skateboards, scooters, whatever it is. And they have a little water park feature for your kids. So in the summer, the hot summer days, you can go there and just cool off. And of course, they're gonna have almost a mile worth of trails that you can walk around, which I think is really, really cool and very unique because you really don't find that in any other parks here in Bellingham. Now, Cordata is the furthest away from, I think, most amenities. And the closest things you'll have is, of course, everyone's favorite is Costco. Costco is huge. It's probably 5 minutes away from Barkley. You're gonna have Best Buy. You're gonna have TJ Maxx. So you'll have some shopping. You'll have Fred Meyer's. But there's not a lot of eateries here in Cordata yet. There's very small, maybe some burrito places, a small little Thai place, but there's nothing major like a big restaurant that you can go and just have a good meal with your family or with a lot of friends. But that being said, Cordata is still the newest part of Bellingham. So I'm thinking in the next 5 to definitely for the next 10 years, they're gonna have a lot more places. As of right now, there is a brewery that's gonna be going into Cordata that will open up here in the next few months, which I think will bring in a lot more people to that area, have a lot more social interaction. So this area in Cordata is a lot more affordable than other places in Bellingham, where the average home price right now is about $530,000. You will find a lot more condos in this area, which is really nice, and that's why that average sold price is a little bit lower. So you will have more condos that you can choose from, new construction, and houses that were built probably in the mid-90s to early 2000s that range kind of from your craftsman, traditional home, nothing crazy. Like I said, if you go all the way down Cordata, that's where you're gonna find a lot more of your new construction, more contemporary home, and the walkability there is great. You have private sidewalks that will go all the way up and down Cordata, and like I mentioned earlier, you're gonna have a bike lane in between, so cars that are coming up and down, you're really not gonna feel like there's a lot of traffic there. So Cordata, definitely one of my favorite spots. Young families, older generation, it doesn't matter. This is a good spot. So for the 4th neighborhood, it's similar to the Silver Beach neighborhood because this is also a very sought after neighborhood. And this is the Columbia neighborhood. And when we first moved to Bellingham, this is where we landed. We lived in a duplex in the middle of Lorraine Ellis Park. We're in a great little spot. Now the Columbia neighborhood is very flat and it's great. A lot of paved streets, a lot of sidewalks. And this neighborhood here is a very kid-friendly neighborhood. This is the type of neighborhood where you go and you walk and there's kids playing everywhere. People are riding their bikes, people are on walks. If you think of a traditional neighborhood here in America, I guess, this is the Columbia neighborhood. You're gonna find a lot of character and a lot of charm. You're gonna walk by or drive by, you're gonna see kids playing in the yards, bikes at a couple of neighbors' houses. I did mention Lorraine Ellis Park. It's a small park at the end of Columbia, but there's also Squalicum Park as well, which is also about 5 or 6 years newer. This is similar to the Cordata Park, a little bit smaller, but you're gonna have baseball fields there. You're gonna have a nice large park, nice big picnic area, a little bit of trails that run in the back, newer basketball courts, and a dog park. So this is a really great family-friendly area as well. Just a nice large area that you can just come and enjoy a day or two, and people come here a lot. For the amenities, there is also another Hagen's grocery store that's not too far that you can walk, or you can drive or ride your bike. And you will see a lot of people riding their bikes in this neighborhood. It is bike central. Bikes everywhere. There's also cool little places around Columbia that are like Jaeger's Sporting Goods. That place has been around for years and years. That's where I used to go as a kid and buy 99-cent Hot Wheels when I was, 7 or 8 years old. And they have a lot of great things in Jaeger's. There's also other little small eateries, a little Thai food place, a little Mexican place. And if you go more towards the Fountain District, you'll find a little bit more breakfast areas. So the Columbia neighborhood is really a hyper-local neighborhood. A lot of people are just super nice in this area. Neighbors are friends with neighbors, and you're gonna find a lot of kids, a lot of adults that you really can just go to your next door neighbor and say, hey, I need some eggs. And your next door neighbor will most likely have eggs that they can give it to you. It's a really cool spot. For the type of homes that you can find here, they're gonna be a little bit older. So probably built in the very early 1900s to the 1950s. So this is one of the older neighborhoods here in Bellingham. You're gonna find a lot more smaller homes than you will in the rest of Bellingham. So anywhere between 800 square feet to 1,400 square feet is very common. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, maybe 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. But a lot of these houses are your very cute, charming houses with a cute front yard, a cute backyard. This is the area where a lot of people want their kids to grow up in. They want to go to the Columbia Elementary just because it's a smaller school. In Columbia, the average home price is about $715,000. That's one thing you have to think about when you're buying a 1,200 square foot home or even a 900 square foot home and you're paying $700,000 for it, you're really paying for this neighborhood. Now, the fifth and final neighborhood has to be, of course, the iconic Fairhaven neighborhood. And when I say iconic, Fairhaven used to be its own town. It used to be Fairhaven and then Bellingham. Now, obviously, it is part of Bellingham now. It's still known as Fairhaven. And everybody wants to live there. Everybody wants to be down in Fairhaven, especially the spring through the fall, because it is beautiful. And when we're talking about walkability, this is the best walkability neighborhood in Bellingham and all of Whatcom County. Because if you live in Fairhaven, you can walk to anything. We have the ferry terminal. You can go down to the boardwalk and walk it all the way over the water and down into the Boulevard Park, which is a great little coffee spot at the end of it, which is great. And there's a lot more to do down there as well. If you go into downtown area, there is so much. There is just a really small, cute, and quaint and historical area of Bellingham. And there's a lot of great coffee shops, ice cream shops, go to Dirty Dan's and have a good dinner, nice cocktail drink areas down there as well. You can go to Village Books. You can also go into Fairhaven Village where they do a lot of cool events during the summer. They have a lot of outdoor movies. So when it gets dark around 9:45 or so, they'll have it on the big red brick wall, have a nice movie so anybody can go and watch. Fairhaven is such a great area and people want to live there. Everybody wants a house down there because it's so ideal. Don't get it mixed up with South Hill. South Hill is different than Fairhaven. So Fairhaven, you're gonna find a lot of condos there. I would say 85% of the places there are all gonna be condos. There's gonna be some homes here and there. Most of the houses will be on South Hill, it sits on a hill and has beautiful views of the ocean. Now, the average price in Fairhaven is $650,000, and you're probably asking yourself, like, how is it $650,000? But imagine, once again, a lot of these places are condos. So you are buying condos here in that $650,000 to $700,000 range, if not more, if it does have a water view. It is more expensive to be there, but it's not gonna be as expensive as South Hill because those are cresting over $1 million as well. But Fairhaven, great area. Everybody loves to go there on a Saturday, Sunday, or whatever day of the week, especially in the summertime. It's probably everyone's favorite neighborhood here in town. All right, that's all I have. Those are 5 great neighborhoods here in Bellingham. Once again, there's so many more. There's the Puget neighborhood, Sunnyland, Edgemore, there's just a ton of great neighborhoods. You really can't go wrong wherever you live in Bellingham. If you're watching this video, let me know what your favorite neighborhood is, and let me know if you have any other questions or comments down below. It really just depends what kind of amenities you're looking for, what kind of lifestyle that you want to have. And once again, guys, I am your local realtor. Give us a call, shoot us a text, email us day or night. We have your back. Let us know, a simple conversation. We can help you pick out a neighborhood that's great for you guys. But once again, guys, my name is Aldo with the Levain Real Estate team here in Bellingham, and we'll see you next time.